Another day or so of that, you can see temperatures staying near and just above the freezing point through tomorrow, but then we're back into the deep freeze here, especially as we approach the weekend with another blast of Arctic air. But it has been a very cold stretch for us, and yesterday was the first time we got above the 30-degree mark in over 9 days, and so we did see some thawing with many of the temperatures in our area yesterday, and we're seeing that again today. And keep in mind, that stretch of 9 days was the longest stretch we've seen since 2018. So it is cold. It's not your imagination. Not as bad out there. It's funny how just a few degrees warmer does make a difference. And certainly we're feeling that this afternoon with temperatures crossing into the 30s for many inland suburbs. And I do think we'll get a little closer to the mid-30s today, especially from Boston moving southward, even Beverly up to about 35. We have a good amount of sun out there, but clouds will gather near sunset through the night. We're tracking this disturbance just to our south. And while it's mainly a miss for us, it throws some clouds into our area. And in the overnight hours through early tomorrow morning, this is paused around 5 a.m., you can see a few flurries flying through the area, quick to move out. So I don't think we'll see anything really sticking, but it is going to be flying through if you're traveling early tomorrow morning. Early clouds give way to sun. Then we're looking ahead to our next thread, which is a chance for snow Friday night before that Arctic blast this weekend. I'll have the timeline and potential there ahead. Just to the freezer.
That's true.
It's still in the freezer, right? So we are getting a little bit closer to the freezing point today, but sure, it is cold. We're feeling that through much of the Northeast. Of course, we look out to our west. It's a little milder out there, and sometimes we get into a flow that allows for that warmer air from the west to kind of shift its way eastward across the country toward us. But that's not the pattern we've been seeing, and it's not the pattern we're going to be seeing as we look ahead to this weekend. You can see this cold air that is trapped up in Canada, and as our jet stream becomes even more meridional, or where it takes on more of these curves and sharp turns, it allows that cold air from Canada to plunge its way southward and move into our region. We're seeing a stronger Arctic blast setting up for this weekend, looking like some of the coldest air we have felt so far this winter. A winter that has already been very cold. We've seen a lot of these jet stream patterns allowing for that cold air to penetrate our region. You feel like it's been cold? Well, it's not your imagination. Here's some evidence of that. From December 1st through yesterday, our average winter temperature sitting at 29.4. That is the coldest average temperature we have seen up to this point in winter since 2004. So we have to go 22 years back to have felt this kind of cold. We're below average for December, below average for January. Wouldn't be shocked if we're below average for February as well, considering where we're starting and what's in store for us. So let's get over into our radar here and look ahead to the next 12 hours. A little bit of melting today as we're getting a little closer to that freezing point, but then we get back into the refreeze cycle tonight. So just be careful for some slick spots. We will see some thawing during the day under the sun and with those temperatures near freezing. Next threat, Friday night, some snow into the area ahead of our Arctic blast that brings wind chill factors down to 20 to even 25 below as we approach this weekend. So even colder conditions on the way. It is sunny out there. We're sitting at 32 in Marshfield, 29 in Boston at the moment, making a run toward the mid-30s for most spots in and around the city today. A little colder northwest where we're seeing some low 30s, but still these kind of temperatures are just warm enough to allow for some thawing. We're still below our average of 37. 12-hour forecast showing a dry outlook, but there's increasing clouds after sunset with a disturbance just to our south. It's mainly a miss for us in terms of precipitation. However, you'll see those clouds increasing in our area and a few flurries flying by. So in the overnight hours, this is something to watch for, and slightly better chance as we move toward the 4 to 6 a.m. time frame. Here we are paused at 5 a.m. on Wednesday, and you can see some of those flurries flying in from the west and shifting eastward. So if you're an early commuter, you might run into that. This will be out of here by 9, 10 o'clock, and we do clear out to sun as we head into the afternoon. So a chance of flurries overnight. It is a cold outlook tonight. Temperatures dropping down into the teens for most spots. Highs tomorrow approaching 30 degrees. Then we are looking ahead to what's next here, and we do have that chance for some snow showers as we move ahead to Friday night into Saturday. So here's a look at the potential. You could see just about 2 to 3 inches in the forecast. Of course, this is something that can change depending on the track that we're following. Likely a better chance for some heavier snowfall to our north, but it all depends on the location of this low and a trough that will likely develop behind it. A lot of models indicating that that trough can hang back, and so that means that snow could linger a little longer into the day on Saturday. Regardless, it is going to be dry on